Welcome to the Booze, Boobs, and Blood podcast. I'm your co-host, Ween.
And I'm Ray.
And
I need our traditional Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Oh,
opening.
yes. Yeah!
Thank you. It's not a Texas Chainsaw Massacre episode unless we have that.
No, it's true.
Yeah. Deep in the heart of Texas, Tejas. Tejas of your boat. All right, this movie, guys.
Hey.
We're almost fucking done.
We're almost there.
Oh.
We're almost at the new one.
Yeah.
So close, you guys, and then we can move on. Moving on up, moving on up.
And I'm moving out. Okay. Verna had a bunch of crazy kids.
Down in the south of Texas.
Slices some teenagers with a chainsaw.
Said Mama is disappointed.
Girl, you're gonna have a heart attack. Okay. So,
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Okay. How are you, Ray?
Oh, I'm great.
Yay. What tickled your pickle?
Okay. I got tattoos this week.
Yay! Tats!
I got one there.
Ooh.
I got one there.
I didn't see that one. Oh.
Go Shiba Inu on my shoulder.
I like it.
And I got my rebellion symbol filled back in.
From Star Wars.
Yes.
Not the U.S. Rebellion Confederate flag.
Oh, no, I don't have the stars and bars on my body. No.
Just in case we're keeping score, kids, that is a symbol of the rebellion.
Yeah, no,
against
it's a
the
symbol
United
of losers.
States. Dudes, just cut it the fuck out, man. Okay.
God.
You don't live in the South!
Yeah, right? Especially ones up here. So we're from Ohio, and so every time I see a fucking Confederate...
In the North.
I'm like, you know...
Like, you suck!
We were on the winning team.
Right.
On that one. We were on the winners.
You did... Oh!
I fucking hate people.
Every time.
Insurrection.
Yeehaw!
January 6th. Did you see Alex Jones filed for bankruptcy?
Did that tickle your pickle?
Yes, it did. Tejas, yes, it did. Speaking of Texas.
There you go.
He'll be going to court soon, so that's awesome.
Great.
Yeah, and then his most recent episode, like the most recent episode of Knowledge Fight I listened to, where they one of his newer
He's
episodes.
still able to record?
The last.
Is it like pirate radio?
Well, no, he's working with money. People still give him money.
I know they do.
Yeah, so that's
especially now because they're like, oh, he's bankrupt here. I took my money.
Oh, he had a money bomb where he had people like.
Oh my god!
It's like a marathon, so he can raise money. He has to raise like pretty much like $2 billion to cover everything. Oh my god. No, but there
are bigger hills to die on, people. There are better hills to die on.
Yeah, like
Fuck.
The most recent one though, he's talking like it's over. Like if you listen to it, although he says something like I think if he thinks that if he dies, that the world will stop. I think in his brain that's
adorable.
Yeah. Anyhow, so yes, I got
but
tattoos.
It's over now.
We're very singy tonight.
Yeah, singing. I'm in a store and I'm singing.
Gayer and stronger than ever. So yes, I'd like to give a shout out to Arcola Tattoos in Madison.
Yeah.
My buddies there. We had a good time. Sky and Ryan. Sky's done most of my tattoos. So,
nice.
Yeah.
They're very cute. They're very good.
Yeah, she does a really good job.
Yeah, very much.
Pretty much what I give her, and then we kind of like, especially with the Shiba. I said,
that's a tough one, so because it's a small dog.
Yeah, and I gave her the design, and we were talking about shading, and I just told her to go to town. Well, and she wanted placement and stuff. I said, I trust you. You place where you think it would look good, and so yeah, it's cool.
I find that a lot of people. Your tattoo artist is a lot like your hairdresser.
Yeah.
You put a lot of trust in. I mean, you have to.
Yeah, it's going to be on your body forever.
It's like your hairdresser or your doctor even. You know? Yeah, it's going to go on your body forever, and you guys have to... It's very much a collaboration process. It's not nor should it be a drunken go in a place. Even though that's been done, and it happens.
Yeah. In fact, they will you have to sign off and say you were not drunk.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though you totally...
Because you can bleed. You can blame me. You're bleeding.
Yeah,
so you could really, really, really bleed. When I did...
They're professionals. Like, what one of my boyfriend's daughters got her ears pierced, 2-3 years ago at the mall. At, like, Claire's or whatever one of those stores are. And, they have the little gun and they just do it. And her ears got infected. Oh. And so, she was super bummed out about it. She had to wait for a long time for it to heal. And just 3 months ago, she got them re-pierced. But her mom, and I'm glad she thought this way, took them to a tattoo parlor to get it done, to get their ears pierced. Which, because they know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, they're doing it all day. And ears, that's like nothing.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, I've seen about 14 clits today, so we're
right.
good. I remember when I got...
I mean, it is on a child, but still.
No, right.
Earlobe, that's easy peasy. Sit down.
I remember when I got my nose pierced, because I got it pierced in grad school. In like early 2000. And I remember, I forgot what the name of the place up in Erie. It's a big place, Mr. something, anyhow. And we were talking about, like, because at the time I had a navel ring too, and
nice.
I was looking at their rings and stuff, and he goes, I said, let me ask you, how many clip piercings do you do? He's like, way too many.
Oh no.
And he's like, I know there's gonna be more because now we get vibrating rings. I mean, to each their own.
I don't want anything sharp.
No!
In or around that, apart from teeth, that can be controlled by a person.
Yeah, no, especially that Dick Shark movie.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So that's me. Ween.
Ray.
What tickled your pickle this week?
Well, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Speaking of my boyfriend's daughters, they're 13 and 14, respectively. And they were just in the school play.
Oh.
Yeah.
What'd they do?
They did Little Mermaid Jr.
Cute.
It was cute.
Cute.
I mean, it is what it is. It's middle school, and like...
Super cute. What parts were they?
It's not a professional production, people, but it was very cute. They were just mer people.
Mer people, I love it.
I know. And they had like the cute little skirts. They had their hair all done cute, like mer people. And I was like,
did they sing the songs and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And they did the junior version of the Broadway version.
Okay.
So plotline / a song or two is a little bit different. Or added. And they all wore tank tops with like little jewels on the the collar.
That's adorable.
And long green skirts with tulle on the bottom that was like cut open so they could walk to make look like merfins. It was cute. You could do this easy. Adorable. You could do this easy peasy on a tight budget, and it was very cute.
Oh,
yeah, it was
seaweed
well done.
is always greener.
Somebody else's lake.
You dream about going up there.
The kid that played Sebastian, cute little white boy, did an adorable Sebastian.
Oh.
He even had the accent. It was very cute. He was very quiet, but his mic was like was turned way up. But you could hear him, and he was still very clear with his words, and he was very good.
No.
Almost expressionless, but that's because he's 14. I know.
I just did this dead-eyed stare at Wee. You dream about going up there. Mystique.
Oh, but they're Ursula though.
Oh my god! Part I've always wanted to play.
Me too, and I was so close one time. I was so close, but my schedule conflicted with it, so I couldn't. I was very sad, but. The girl that played Ursula was this 8th grader. She looked like she was in 10th grade.
Oh, really?
She was very tall.
Right.
I know.
Sorry, that's funny. I don't know.
She looked like a high schooler.
Right,
but, and she was very tall, but, she had all these kids around her working her, like, what do you call them? Her tentacles.
Oh, that's super cute.
It was adorable, and she did a great job.
Oh,
she was very into it.
That song is fucking baller, man.
Right?
Ugh.
It's perfect. Yeah,
Such
it was really cute.
That's adorable. I love it.
And we saw it twice, and I was such a proud little, like, stage mom / stepmom in training. I brought them flowers, and I made my boyfriend sign a card, and I got them, like, little candy to put in the flower, and he's like, okay, this is a little much. And I'm like, shut up! It's their first show! No, it's not. Yes, it is!
With me, it is!
It's like, shut up and sign the card! They'll remember this forever!
And they will. They will.
And obviously, he didn't object that much, but
yeah.
But, you know, and he's like, is it going to be a pain in the ass? He's like, I know it's, you know, not the greatest thing in the world, but, like, you know, they're in it. Do you mind going both nights? And I was like, of course not. Right. He wanted to be a supportive dad, you know, and, like, go both of nights of the performance. And it was so cute. It was cute. So that tickled my pickle.
Well, we have a joint pickle to tickle. Is that or a joint tickle of a pickle? Is that we did our guest spot?
Yes.
Oh
my gosh,
Friday.
It feels like forever ago, man.
I know. It's been a fucking
but it
week.
Wasn't. Yeah,
this week has been a month.
Yes, it has.
And we don't know exactly when it will come out.
He said about a month, so maybe end of May.
Yeah. So we'll let you guys know, but we were on the Tattoo Squid podcast.
Yeah.
And we had a blast. It was so fun.
It was fun. We talked, we played a game.
Yeah.
You know, trying to guess movie titles.
God, that was super fun.
That was fun. What game was it called?
I do not remember. I gotta send
I don't know. It was like a movie card game, and it was fun.
I gotta send
yeah, we had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
Yeah, so thank you, Dre, for having us.
Yes, thank you very much. And shout out to Tattoo Squid.
Yeah.
That's TA2 Squid podcast.
Yep. Coolio.
Yay.
Well, let's get in, and we're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and we're going to dive into this garbage. We're going to do Leatherface 2017 first. And then...
And here comes the rain, people. It's a perfect, like... Once on a nice, cool, stormy evening. That's exactly what is starting right now, if you can hear the rain.
And my cat's sitting in the window, like just like a creepy cat would do at this point. And then we're going to do 3D, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D.
And 2017 Leatherface.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back in 2 and 2.
And we're back.
We are back, bitches. So, we're doing Leatherface 2017, and I know some of you are like, some of you are like, why are you doing the Leatherface first since it was older? Because it's actually a prequel. There's things in 2017 that come back in 3D, so that's why we're doing it first.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit of production history. The Sawyer House...
Please do, because I took little to no notes on this movie.
The Sawyer House that we see in the 1974 film were actually were rebuilt. Was rebuilt for the filming of this.
Oh,
this
interesting.
This is yeah, and so this actually filmed in Bulgaria for budgetary reasons.
Well.
That and every Nicolas Cage movie. Anyhow, this is Tobe Hooper's final film as a producer because he died in August of 2017.
Sadly.
Let's see.
R.I.P. Tobe Hooper.
Yeah, I know. So, oh my gosh! I didn't realize this. Holy shit!
What?
Oh my god! So Stephen Dorff is in this movie.
Yeah.
Stephen Dorff. What's Stephen Dorff's name in this movie? Hal Hartman.
Hartman.
He's the father of Bert Hartman from Texas Chainsaw Massacre
3D?
Yes.
Oh.
No way, because Stephen Dorff is too hot.
Yeah, he's too too handsome.
I mean, I guess that would make sense that the Chad character, that it would be his grandson. I don't know what that guy's name was. I know it's Scott Eastwood, who is just a pretty plank of wood.
Yeah.
I know, inanimate objects that have more personality. And
funny, same with Kristen Stewart.
supposedly she was really good in what's her face? What's that? The
Diana?
Yeah,
I haven't
Spencer
seen it.
movie.
Spencer.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
she's good. Yeah, she's very pretty too. So.
She's pretty. Fuck her. That's fine. Well, in Twilight, she fucking sucked.
Well, it's the source material on that one. I mean, it has R-Pats in it, and I love fucking R-Pats.
Yeah, and even he's bad in the movies.
Yeah, he is bad.
Everybody's bad.
Yeah, because it's a bad book.
Yeah.
No, you know who's good in it? Fucking Charlie, who plays the dad.
Yeah, he's awesome. I agree with you. He's awesome.
He's got that Ted Lasso mustache, and I want to ride like a fucking jet ski. Let's see. Well, it's not mentioned in the film itself or the credits. Ted's last name is confirmed by the screenwriter is Hardesty, making him the father of Sally and Franklin. Ted. Who the fuck is Ted?
In Leatherface?
Yeah.
I just watched this movie 2 hours ago, people.
I don't know who.
I have no idea who the fuck Ted is.
So the film was written in a way in which the audience would have to guess which of the characters in the film would actually become Leatherface in the future, since the mental hospital gives new names to the patients to distance them from their families. Yeah, too bad we know who fucking Jed is. I mean...
We know who Jed is.
Were they trying to tell... Like, they're trying to... Like, there was no
They were
way.
trying to make it look like... Unfortunately, I fell into it because I thought Bud was supposed to be Jed.
Oh, see, maybe because I've seen it before, too.
Because of how they set it up.
I guess Jed and Jackson were so close in my head that I figured, okay. Despite this poster on the front and back of the DVD cover completely give away the twist.
Apparently so.
Yeah. So anyhow, it's dumb. Don't worry about it.
Ted.
Did you find out who Ted is?
It's one of the dudes in the bar.
Oh!
When they shot it up.
Oh, he's the guy the guy who gets punched?
Not him.
Oh.
This is Ted.
Oh, who the fuck was that?
He was in it for a blip.
Oh, wait. Oh, hello.
I mean, he's pretty handsome. He's got a nice little suit on in this picture. But yeah, I don't...
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, those are trivia that, like, if you really have to really enjoy this movie to...
Yeah.
Give a shit about. Like,
I was not...
Oh my
I mean, he's listed
Ted.
He's listed among orderlies 1 and 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It was a blip.
Right, exactly. It's like, yeah, my favorite character, Ted, you know. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So, one little thing I want to bring up is, well, I'll bring it up when she's introduced.
Okay.
So, anyhow, we start with this fucking movie, guys.
And this had 2 directors.
Oh, that's right, it did. Well, yeah.
Alexander Bustillo.
Yeah, and...
Bustillo, maybe. And Julian Maury.
Yeah.
Or Julian Maury. But written by...
Oh, Kim Henkel. What the fuck? Oh, it's based on... Yeah.
So it's written by Seth Sherwood, based on characters by Toby Hooper and
But I wouldn't
Kim
put
Henkel.
it past Kim Henkel to fucking have a say in it, too.
Yeah. Because they were also EP.
Yeah.
Him and Toby Hooper.
Yeah.
So...
This
cool.
also has a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What's the audience score?
Let me look.
I'm curious. If it's more or less.
Oh, I'm sure it's probably more. It always is. Oh my god, it's lower. It's 24%.
Yes!
This movie...
I finally agree with the fans.
Yeah. This movie has no business being existing.
There's no point to it.
It also throws everything out of whack. Because this would mean that Leatherface is... Well,
can speak. It's not mute.
Right.
What?
It would also... His age is all out of whack. Because the next gen, he should be like, what? If he was born... I mean, because in this movie, which I couldn't get a read on what year this was supposed to be.
Okay, I did. It's, the sheriff's daughter, it opened up with Texas 1955. 10 years later is in the asylum.
Okay.
So 1965. So you think 9 years later is when the first one happens. Is when 74 happens. So...
Yeah.
About 30s.
Yeah.
Mid to late 30s.
Yeah.
It tracks.
Yeah.
But still,
it makes him.
There's still a lot unexplained.
Yeah, it makes Leatherface like we're going on at if it's true and he's still alive in the new one,
right?
He'd be almost 100 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, guys. Cool. Okay, so
right, because anyway, go ahead.
No, I just wrote, oh God, Lily Taylor, the saddest character in any movie.
Lily Taylor. We slightly disagree on Lily Taylor. I enjoy Lily Taylor a lot. She was in House on Haunted Hill. She was also in 6 Feet Under. Mm-hmm. Great fucking show. But yeah, she always does kind of play a very sad character. And here, she plays Leatherface's mommy.
Yeah.
Verna. Which we have only mentioned one other time in a movie we just did.
Which one?
Oh
yeah. In the beginning.
The beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
She was mentioned.
Yeah.
So Verna is okay. We opened with Jed's birthday. Jed is Leatherface.
Jed's birthday.
Jed's birthday.
Oh God.
With a special dinner guest.
Yeah. Well, it looked like shit. What's his name? Oh God. Oh.
I swear, I thought it was Alan Tudyk for
I
a minute.
thought that was exactly. Thank you. I was even looking through. I was like, was it really? Because it looked just like him.
It looked the wild eyes and everything. Yeah. I thought it was Alan Tudyk for a minute. I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah, I was like, no way that now knowing he was shot in Bulgaria.
No,
there was no way that Alan Tudyk would stoop low and this low to be 1 in this movie and 2 fly to Bulgaria to be in this fucking movie.
He was in Moana, for God's sake.
Oh my God, he's Resident Alien, for God's sake.
I love that show.
I do too.
Oh my gosh, if you haven't watched it, I fucking
so
love
good.
Resident Alien. It's so good.
It's so funny because he's like, if you could figure, he might be an alien in real life. Like, honestly.
He might be. He's so good.
He's an attractive alien.
Plus, he's like a hilarious human being. Like,
if you've not seen Death at a Funeral.
Oh my God.
He's hysterical in Death at a Funeral because he's fucking high the whole time and naked.
Yeah. He's hysterical.
Yeah.
There was an American remake of the British version of Death at a Funeral, and only one cast member made it to both productions. Do you know who it is?
It's yes, I was like, I was doing this.
Peter Dinklage.
I am not good with the names today.
Crack me up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Lily Taylor plays Mama. They have a special dinner guest. It's some rando farmer who they accuse of stealing their pigs.
It's Fallon Sudik.
Nice. Now, after they blow out the candles, Drayton is asked to give the special guest a piece of cake, and the cake is like
gross.
Oh, it's nasty.
It like slides. It
slides
off.
No, that's it slimes out. It's so gross.
I mean, these are like.
It looks like pig intestines covered with whipped cream. It's really disgusting.
It's gross, and like all their teeth are gross.
Oh, so nasty.
Drayton's teeth are real gross.
You know who else is at the dinner table? Who else? Grandpa and
Nubbins.
Yeah, Nubbins. That's the first
Nubbins
time we actually see him.
Nubbins a lot in the towards the end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nubbins actually is an attractive person, one of the attractive brothers. Because Drayton's got some teeth, guys.
Yeah,
he's got some
teeth.
So
for Jed's birthday, Mama gives him a chainsaw to kill the special guest.
Yeah.
But he can't do it, and Mama is disappointed.
Right, but don't worry about it. Grandpa sledges him in the head. Because Grandpa's good at the sledge.
Yeah. Next, Texas, 1955. Was that
a title card? Because I don't remember.
Very small in the bottom right.
Oh, okay.
We see a young couple driving on the road that almost...
While making out,
right.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't see this...
Pig.
I thought it was a pig.
That's what I thought, too.
But the head on the boy was a calf.
So they
think
swerve.
They swerve around. They almost hit something.
Yeah.
And we only see a silhouette of it really, or like a fuzzy shot of it, and it kind of looks like a pig.
Yeah.
With the
because I think she gets out to see Betty. Betty gets out of the truck to go make sure that it wasn't hurt or anything. and come to find out, it's a child with a pig suit on, but the body was a pig, and then he had just a cow, but it wasn't a real cow. Because when it got closer, it was like that was the weirdest looking cow I've ever seen. It looked like a cartoon cow.
It kind of did, but it looked like it was buckshot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like shot between, like, or
that
bolt.
The cattle bolt. Cattle gun, yeah.
But yeah, it looked kind of.
It was weird. It looked like a Disney.
It looked like it was fur. Like they took the fur off it.
Something. It was like
and it was just the skin. I don't know.
But
gross.
it's Jed.
Yeah.
And
Jed kind of play.
It's
kind of asked to play. Like a la Thor and Loki.
Go
for help. I don't want to go for help. Oh no, we're doing it.
Yeah.
And the kid goes, "Help me," and runs away.
Yeah.
And lures her to the farmhouse, the Sawyer farmhouse.
Right. And she runs into the barn and then falls down like a pit. It's like one of those, like, you know, you have a pit and it's covered with like straw.
I fell in the pit.
Well, she falls, and I would assume looks like that she breaks her back because she can't move.
Oh yeah, or that, or I thought she hurt. I don't know, because her mouth was all bloody, and I thought maybe she was impaled on something. I don't know,
think
but
so.
But it didn't show that. So yeah, maybe she broke her back. Because she was still breathing. She was like panting very heavily, like. She was in horrific pain. It
could have, like, you know, her insides probably were, something probably ruptured somewhere, so she's probably bleeding internally and just to start coming out of her mouth, possibly. Yeah. But,
awesome.
But, so what they decide, this is training Jed to kill somebody.
Yeah.
So.
Good job, Jed.
Yeah. And so Drayton says.
There may be hope for you yet, boy.
Drayton says to Nubbins, go ahead and learn him some more. And so, Nubbins then releases this giant fucking.
It's like a tractor engine,
and it falls down the pit. That must be where they service them. That must be.
Yeah.
And he just crushes her, and I said, "What was the point of this? Like, what was the point of crushing this? Because if they were going to use her for meat, like that's what they do."
But there was never any.
Yeah, they didn't use her for meat. Like there would be no way.
That is a weird thing about this. There's never, in this movie that I can recall, nobody eats anyone.
No. They cut off a piece of meat later, but it's from an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They cut up people and utilize their bones for various things.
Yeah.
Around the house. But nobody eats anyone.
No. True.
I didn't realize that until just now.
Yeah.
Huh. So that's cool.
And then we get fucking Stevie Dorff shows up.
Stephen Dorff. Hot Stephen Dorff.
Yep. We find out that
anytime.
Yeah, Betty was his daughter, so he's a little perturbed.
He's a bit
upset. And so he goes to, so what he does is, it sounds like the Drayton called in the murder, and because he's like, you can't arrest me for finding a body.
Yeah.
And he's like, so what he actually does is he arrests Drayton. He's like, he goes, Drayton, I think this is the time. This is it's going to be the gas chamber for you for this time.
Yeah.
And then he actually rounds up the other kids, and
then Mama comes out.
Yeah, Verna comes.
Like,
and she says, you know, you release him because he's got Jed in the cop car, and he says he's not under arrest, he's under protection from you.
Yeah.
And so she's, you know, and he's pretty much, he's like, and he had,
because how many people have theorized this? How many people have screamed at the TV like, this is obvious child endangerment, or like somebody call CPS for the love of God?
And this is the time.
This time they did.
And of course, it's like, this movie's trying to tell us something. It's wanting us to have like sympathy for the Sawyers, because where they send this kid is like horrible, you know?
Yeah.
And we come to find out, and also like Hartman's been doing this for a bunch of kids. Like he's been sending just like kids who have issues, like, or doesn't want to deal with them. He just sends them to this like mental institution.
Right.
But
and this was one of many.
Yeah, and he says to Verna, he's like, you take one of mine, I'll take all of yours.
Yeah.
And he does. He takes all the kids.
He definitely does.
Because it sounds to me like the two that we meet, Isaac and Clarice, are somehow related to. I think they know of the Sawyers.
Oh.
Somehow, because she makes a couple comments about knowing, or maybe it's Isaac makes a comment about the nurse, but Lizzie knowing his family or something. I can't remember, but it was like one of those like, oh, they must know each other, or they must know of the. I think it's Clarice though that I was like thinking.
Oh, okay.
Well, she knew she knew the sheriff, but
yeah, they all knew the sheriff.
So 10 years later,
we get a title card. 10 years later, we are at the Gorman Youth Reformatory, where Bud and Jackson reside. Everybody's got a new name.
Yeah,
they don't use the original, so we don't know who Jed is. But I assumed and wrote Bud, FKA Jed. I thought Bud was Jed.
Yeah.
Because he was a big kid.
He's a big kid.
And also didn't speak.
So when he gets shot, it like that threw you, didn't it?
Yeah.
Is that really when you found out? I don't know why I knew, and possibly because I watched it before. But I remember when I watched it before, I didn't think Judd was Leatherface. I don't know why, or I didn't think Bud was Leatherface.
Well, you're smarter than I am.
No,
anyway.
I think possibly because of
it wasn't
trailer.
Until Jackson got shot in the mouth, and I was like, okay, there it is.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't until then.
Okay.
Because I was like, puzzled. Puzzled face. Anyway.
Well, we're going to spoil it.
Yeah, sorry.
Jackson is Jed.
Yeah.
So, Jedediah. So,
but we don't know that yet. Because they're all using their new names.
Yeah.
Mama married Rich and is trying to get into... Oh, well, I mean, there's stuff that happens before that if you want to... But I didn't take many notes.
So yeah, we got this new nurse Lizzie, and she was
very sweet.
She's trying to make friends and trying to not make friends, but trying to get to know the patients. So she sits down.
She's
with Bud.
young. She's
beautiful. You know, she's like impressionable. So she's
just fresh out of medical school. She wants to change the world.
Oh yeah. So she sits down with Bud and is kind to him, and Jed. I'm just going to call him Jed.
Yeah.
Because Jed hears her conversation, and he, kind of like fills in some blanks for her. And you can tell he's sweet on her, like, immediately.
Right. Yeah.
Because, one, she's gorgeous.
Like, she's very pretty.
She's very pretty, and she's nice. And she's nice to she's nice to the patients, unlike anybody else who's been working there. So, a fight breaks out between Isaac and somebody.
Bud.
First, he's fighting with somebody else, and then he because she comes up to him and she says, he tries to break it up, and he said, well, he was saying how he could smell the new, he knew how you tasted, and so he starts trying to assault Lizzie, this is Isaac, the nurse, and then Bud intervenes, and then they're both kind of like, Bud and Isaac are both I want to say punished for fighting, even though
in a very horrific way.
Even though Lizzie was saying like, no, Bud was
protecting me from him. Oh, you're right. Yeah,
and Jed hears this, and it's even more like up in his eyes, even more like,
check out my boxes.
Yup, checking all my boxes. So then she's like kind of coming down. She's trying to like calm herself. She's in the bathroom, and she then comes across some blonde chick trying to shove a mouse in another patient's mouth. Awesome. Do you know
horrifying
who this actress is?
The actress?
Yes.
No.
Fans of Bridgerton will know her as Cressida Cooper from Bridgerton.
Cressida!
Yes!
Oh, no way!
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy bitch.
Yeah, she's the fucking... Well, she's the worst on Bridgerton, and she's the fucking worst in here, too.
Wow.
This line pissed me the fuck off, because she starts to smoke.
Oh, yeah.
And she says, smoking helps with my anxiety. And it was almost like a jab at people who also, we didn't have anxiety back then.
No.
That, and also, like, anybody who, like, it was a jab at anybody who says that, like, something helps with their anxiety. I was like, fuck you, and fuck you. Like,
so people actually have anxiety.
Yeah, and maybe smoking does calm their anxiety. I don't know. It's fine. But we learn shortly after that Dr. Whatever his face, Dr. Lang, has a chamber of horrors.
Yeah. This was still, even in the 60s, was still pretty prevalent as a use of treatment. He used it as a form of punishment rather than treatment. ECT was electroconvulsive therapy. I didn't look it up, but but shock therapy,
right,
to the brain, and he was using it as punishment on Isaac, also known as Ike, and Bud for getting in a fight.
And he says he is a low-key threat to Jed when he says, "I can't wait for our session tomorrow."
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
and Jed later on sees Lizzie, the nurse, and says, like, you seem like you're pretty legit, and if you really want to help us, just check out the ECT lab tonight. Just check it out. And I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen. I just want you to see for yourself.
Yeah. And she does when...
Bless you. I know. I don't like cheating people out of a sneeze. I'm sorry.
That's right. Because Lily Taylor...
I blessed you so you didn't have to sneeze. It's God's work.
Anywho, Verna shows up and she wants to see Jed. And he's like, I don't know, we don't have a Jed because this is the Dr. Lang's, and he's obviously, he knows who fucking Jed is.
Yeah,
but he's like, we've changed all of their names. We've given them new names.
That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
No, because he legally couldn't do that.
No.
He says he'll not remember you. I'm like, it's only been 10 years. It hasn't been like... Well, although...
You remember your mother.
Although, maybe with the
shock therapy, maybe you wouldn't. I
don't
know.
She's not having any of that.
She
just goes screaming through the hospital. Yeah. And then...
because she married rich, and now she's got a lawyer. She's got a lawyer with her.
Is that supposed to be her husband?
No, that was her lawyer.
Okay, because he says something to her. He says something. Lang says something to the lawyer, and I thought it was because they were married. I don't know.
No.
Anyhow, so Verna actually, like, at one point fucking takes down
he later
Lizzie.
calls her his client. Like, my client was using self-defense or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I mean, it still could be your cousin. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Verna takes down Lizzie, like, she fucking...
Like, what?
wails on her and just, like, she just fucking slaps people right in the face. I mean, like...
Oh, I know. These nurses, these poor people are trying to stop her, like, oh, no, ma'am, you can't go that way. And she just hauls off and slaps them.
Oh, my God. Like, crack. And
she's screaming out for Jed. She's screaming out for Jed.
Well, she also then releases all the fucking patients.
Yeah, in attempting to break in, all the inmates break out.
Yep.
And is overrun, and...
But down in the ECT chamber, Bud beats the guard to death.
The absolute snot out of the guard, and then heads to Dr. Lang's office.
And then kills him dead.
Pretty brutally.
And then we are... Oh, this is like the third... No, this will be the first sex scene we get in this movie. Where
right.
They start fucking... Yeah, Isaac and Claire start fucking up against a wall. Then he shoves her to her knees and then...
To blow him.
Although she's very excited to do so.
Oh, yeah, she's just fine.
And there's, like, people screaming around them.
And they're running, like, it's... trigger warnings for people who are affected by strobe lights. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of that in this.
Yeah.
Because the power's cut out, and for some reason that creates strobe lighting.
Mm-hmm. And Lizzie is now woken up. They're trying to get out with the help of another nurse. They're trying to get out of the building.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty much like, fuck, the patients, we're out.
Yeah, right.
And some other patient ends up killing the nurse that she's with. I don't know who it was supposed to be.
I thought it was Isaac. Maybe not.
No, because Jed beats him.
Oh, right.
Beats him to death. because she.
Oh right, it was some rando patient. You're
yeah,
right.
and he saves because he's gonna go after her. And then he's gonna go after her. I mean, it was a horrible. He stabs her in the mouth.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like he takes a scalpel
understand what
and he rubs it around her inside of her mouth almost.
Yeah.
It was awful. It was like a
really
prison.
horrific.
It was like a prison knifing or shanking.
Yeah,
It was awful, but to her mouth. And so he turns to Lizzie, and then Jed comes out of nowhere and beats and kills him pretty much. Beats
to
him
protect
to
the nurse.
To protect Lizzie. And then, did you notice when they were leaving how he stood in front of her so she couldn't see it?
Yeah.
He led her out that way. He likes Lizzie a lot.
A lot.
But
I
was
think Lizzie
was
protecting
him
her
a little bit too. I mean,
yeah.
I think she. Yeah,
because
definitely.
he's a handsome young man.
Yes, he is. Mm-hmm.
Sam Strike. I see you.
Yeah, you can strike me on the boat. So they're trying to get out. And all of a sudden, here comes Isaac and Clarice. They come rolling up in a stolen car.
Hello, Clarice.
I thought that the whole time. Hello, Clarice. They kidnap
Bud, Jed, and Lizzie.
Well, Bud, they just pretty much take, but they kidnap Jed and Lizzie because don't they stick them in the trunk?
Yes.
Yeah, they stick Jed and Lizzie in the trunk, and then Bud gets the back seat.
Yeah,
but he's a giant man.
They see Bud along the way, and he's like, "Hey, you did me a solid by breaking me out of the ECT lab. I owe you a favor. Get in the car.
Yeah,
so you're not walking on your bare feet in the fucking road and everything."
Right. Well, he would have been, arrested immediatily.
Oh yeah.
So their plan is they're going to Mexico. That Isaac and
you Clarice, like Mexico?
Mexico! From Teja to Mexico. And so they find some clothes and they make everyone change from their, obviously their hospital gear. And Hartman is on the case.
Yes.
We have these flashes.
And he just knows who killed Dr. Lang.
Yep. Bullshit. He knows it's Bud. And he tells, it's, what the hell is the name of the, Sorrells, Deputy Sorrells.
Yeah.
He tells him, Sorrells. He says, you gotta, tell your men they gotta shoot first and let God sort it out.
Yeah.
So,
and Sorrells is like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure, boss. Uh-huh.
And so they go to,
like, basically don't have a heart.
Yeah, pretty much like,
just don't.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about kids. These are teenagers.
Right, these are minors.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. They stopped for some BBQ.
Yeah, and none of them have money, so I don't know what they're anticipating. And
no, they staged this. They knew. Yeah.
Well, so I think the two did. Isaac and Claire did, but I don't think the other
three. Yeah, they're like just follow.
Yeah, and so this is where we get this heartbreaking line from Jed, where he says, "I just wish we were two different people sitting at a table
at
together.
a diner, right?
And
just hanging out."
Yeah, because you could just tell, like, I think she does like him, but I think he's like, he's like, I think was, yeah, just head over heels for her. And the romantic in me, of course, is like, oh
no, Jed.
So they start this fucking killing spree in this diner, and it's horrific. Like they make a scene. They shoot the cook. They shoot the fucking the waitress
just in cold blood. They had already stabbed the waitress, and she's just sitting there, not doing anything. And then he takes a shotgun and blows her fucking head off.
Yep.
And then Jed feels obligated to kind of support, and they're trying to run out, and then Bud gets shot.
Yeah. In the stomach.
As they're leaving, like in the stomach / side, like side hip or something.
Yeah.
In the love handles. As they're trying to run away, and they steal a car that doesn't have much gas in it.
Yeah. Because, Jed makes a comment like, why couldn't you steal a car with more gas in it?
It's like, I wasn't really looking at the gas gauge.
Yeah.
When trying to get away, duh.
I wrote in my notes, because after this scene, and I'm meeting Claire and Clarice. It's Clarice, right? Yeah, it's Clarice.
Claire, I thought. Clarice, Claire.
Let me look. Because they don't really say her Clarice. It's Clarice.
It is Clarice?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I just said, if these two assholes don't die in a tremendous manner, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
Honestly.
Fucking pissed. I remember
they're
there was...
the fucking worst people.
Oh, God. They are literally, like... At one point, I'm like, can someone just hit her in the head with a rock? Yeah. Swear to God.
And why is it always the girls that are the craziest? I don't get it.
Oh, because we'll get to the height of her crazy in a second.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Jesus.
She's pretty fucking nuts.
They find an abandoned trailer with a dead body hanging in the shower.
Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah. Yeah. And, like, every moment with Ike, it's like, there's a possible, like, sexual assault. Like,
yeah.
Like, anybody.
All the time with Lizzie.
Anybody. Yeah, well, Lizzie could be Jackson. Who knows?
Oh,
he just is, like, he just screams sexual assaulter. Which is
why he was where he was.
Right. Well, she says something along the lines, it'll, because they start drinking moonshine, because it's the only thing that's pretty much edible in the...
Yeah, as Jed says in the movie, what else are you going to do?
Right. and she says to Ike, you shouldn't be drinking that, it will aggravate your condition.
Your condition,
And I don't know what that meant.
Maybe his mental condition or his medication.
Well, that's what I thought, but I didn't know, we don't know what, we aren't privy to what exactly it is.
Right. But then Isaac brings up the fact that she knows all their files. That she knows all the information in the files. But he includes that to be, like, the addresses of their families and shit like that. Right. She's like, I don't have all that fucking memorized. Are you nuts? Like, she's like, I'm aware of your conditions.
And part of me wanted to be
what
like,
medications you're on.
Because I'm a fucking nurse. Because I'm a fucking nurse. And I
don't know where the fuck you live.
Yeah.
Right. Because I didn't even know your real names.
Right, because a lot of these kids, it seems like they had either been in the foster system or they had just been taken. Yeah. So, I would assume any of the Hartman ones had just been taken. Yeah. And so, I guess they built a fire in a camper. I was like, this is not a good idea. No, even though this is, cool, dude. Yeah, I was...
Cool, tight. We'll just do that.
Then we get this scene.
In this tiny hot box. Oh, yeah, the sex scene?
Fucking scene.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. So,
we do get some tits and some sex, you guys.
We get some burnt tits.
Yeah.
Scarred tits.
And I didn't realize that she was scarred until they showed her full front. Mm-hmm. Well, not full front, but, like, you know, she's on top of him. Yeah. And, you know, her chest and her stomach are all burned. I didn't notice that part of her face was as well.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice until later. Yeah. When she had her fucking clothes back on.
Yeah, and because it's almost like a porno because they're like trying to do it in every position, man. Yeah. Because we start off with cowgirl.
Oh, she's even on the dead body.
Oh, not only that, she starts kissing on the dead body and licking on the dead body.
You know what it reminded me of?
It was slimy. It was like, blah. It was slimy, like, blah. Yep. What did it remind you of?
Oh, damn it. It was a movie I told you about that you were like, nope, I'm not going to watch that. And it's a foreign film. It's only like an hour and a half. I saw a bootleg on YouTube.
It. Yes. I can't remember the name of it.
I can't remember either, but it was fucked up. And that is something like the woman...
Because the cat doesn't make it through the movie. I know that. No. I couldn't believe you watched the whole fucking thing.
I did in about a 30-minute scan.
Oh, got it. So
I just kind of like fast forwarded a bit because it fucking sucked. Yeah. And I was like, this is disturbing.
Yeah, it was like...
Damn it. What was it?
It's one of those, like, we had to show how crazy this bitch is by having her kiss a corpse.
Like, yeah, like, okay. And very gratuitous.
Yeah, like,
very, we get it! She's nuts!
Yeah, because he's railing her from behind. They're doing doggy style, and then she's leaning over, and she's, like, licking on the corpse. I'm like, okay, whatever movie. Whatever movie!
When he's been there for God knows how long, he's all icky and
yep. And
later in the evening.
Yeah. So like the other three are then now just like they're having to watch these two idiots talk. Awesome.
Oh well, the nurse attends to Bud's wounds and like maybe gives him I don't know something to and just tells him to go to sleep and he's sleeping. Bud is on quote unquote first watch. Yep. And then Lizzie and Jed fall asleep, and then Lizzie wakes up suddenly, kind of realizing everybody's asleep. And Bud and she could see Bud circling the trailer and like where he is and where he isn't. and kind of waits till he's at the back of it to run out the door.
She does look back at Jackson.
Yeah.
And almost like, I gotta go.
Yeah, I can't. I gotta go.
Yeah. And
like, he's a patient. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. And so
it sucks though. It's really sad. Because
and
all of a sudden,
yeah,
somebody catches up to her.
Yeah, you mean sexual assaulter 1962?
Yeah, that guy. That fucking guy.
Yeah, sexual assaulter of the year. Yeah, Ike comes up and he is like, he's gonna fuck her. Like, he starts going under her skirt and he says like, if
something like it's too much for you or something.
Something,
like that.
yeah.
I don't know, something fucking disgusting.
Yeah, and our hero comes out of nowhere.
Our hero, Jed!
He comes and he just starts beating the fuck out of him.
Oh, he laps the shit out of him.
Yeah, and then...
oh, man.
So...
they run away.
Well, he tells her to run.
Yeah.
And so, before they can run is when Clarice shows up with a shotgun.
Yeah, that was it.
And Bud shows up. and then Ike tells Clarice, well, they were trying to run off. Jackson was not trying to... Jed was not trying to run off.
Yeah.
So Bud sees that, though, and he sees... because all along, Jed has said, he's family. He's my family.
Bud is family.
He's my family.
Yeah.
So that, you could just see the crestfallen, disappointment. Because he was going to leave him with these two assholes.
Yeah.
That's what he thinks. So they all go back to... they all go back to the trailer? I'm trying to remember.
Yes. I think. And then Isaac makes it out first thing in the morning.
Oh, no. This is what happens. No. Is the other ones go, and Isaac was going to start... he starts taking a piss.
Oh, right!
He's rocking a wicked piss, as you would say.
He's rocking a piss.
And Bud comes up and just fucking knocks him out.
Nails this
Then we
guy.
get a beautiful chef's kiss. Robert De Niro fucking curb stomp.
On a log.
It was like The Irishman. It was great. It was fucking great.
Man.
And yep. And so Bud just annihilates Ike's face. It's
Just
great.
Done.
Unbeknownst
to everybody.
Yep.
And then everybody wakes up and... when they come to, Clarice is freaking the fuck out because she's like, where the fuck is Isaac?
Yeah.
Where's Ike?
Yeah.
And she's calling out and she's like, what did you guys do? And they're like, well, we were asleep.
Yeah,
like, we don't fucking know. And she takes both guns and she's starting to look for him.
Right. And so this is the point where Jed and Lizzie are going to leave, but they are like, Jed doesn't want to leave Bud. So they're trying
he's not at the trailer either.
Yeah, so they're trying to find Bud. And it comes across, Bud is has passed out pretty much on Isaac's dead body. And he pretty much tells
again, I thought it was Jed. That's why I thought, but yeah. I mean, everything is leading you to believe that Bud is Jed, not Jackson.
Yeah.
I'm just not that.
No, I don't think so. Because I think I saw the cover.
I didn't pay that much
Did you see the cover? I mean, if you see the cover, you know it's got to be the skinny,
Yeah. See, I didn't pay much attention to the cover because I watched it on Amazon Prime.
Mm. Well, I think since I
watched
it
I didn't see
before,
a close up of it.
But I didn't, and I think when I watched it before, I think I saw because I think I rented it. So
yeah,
at the time, maybe not rented it because it was 2017. I didn't rent it. What the fuck am I talking about?
Right. No.
I might have gotten it from Netflix, possibly.
Maybe.
Anywho, so he again says to Lise, "You don't want to see this. You don't want to see this.
You don't want to see this."
And so
I was like,
cut out.
Just trust him.
Yeah,
just trust him. You don't,
because Clarice runs into Hartman, and Hartman shoots her in the leg first. And so she starts running off screaming, "Police, police, police." So, and Lizzie's like, "Where? Yes,
great,
thank you, police."
Yay,
and the other two were like, "No,
it's Hartman.
It's Hartman."
And this is the guy that fucking took us in.
And yeah, and even in then, she's still like, "This is."
I kind of don't care, maybe.
Yeah, right. But she goes with them. But you can tell because she's walking really far ahead of them. That she's like, "I'm trying to find the first exit the fuck out of here."
Right. Because she's
so they get
this part.
Yep. So, Hartman Clarice gets...
Clarice gets...
She gets up to the trailer.
Yeah.
And she's still screaming. And Hartman just comes up and fucking blows her brains out.
Yeah.
Yep. And I was like, it was satisfying, but not, because I wanted her to die in some more horrible way.
Yes.
Just because she was such a fucking horrible person.
Yeah, she was a really terrible person.
I also just wrote, Stephen Dorff is so fucking hot. This is when they bring in the dogs, the police dogs.
Yeah.
And a side note, Luna is barking at the dogs on the screen.
Oh my god.
She's like, bark, bark, because you can hear the dogs barking.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
So they hide in a cow carcass. To hide from the dogs, they hide in a carcass.
At that point, it was very... it's desperate and disgusting, but it's very smart.
Yeah.
Because you've got dogs trying to get your scent. They will rip you apart. And you have to cover your scent.
Yeah.
It's ASAP, because the dogs can't be fooled.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, they get out, and they're all covered in blood. It's gross. It's really gross. And this is when Lizzie was like, fucking done.
Oh yeah. She's like, I'm over it. You're not that cute.
No. Yeah. You're not that cute. we might have a good ride, and that'll be it. And
you know what? It's been a good run.
Yeah, it's been a good run. You're adorbs.
I don't think this is gonna work.
No.
It's not you, it's me.
No, I have a feeling at some point you're gonna have a chainsaw and possibly maybe murder me. So,
I'm just not.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'll see both of you in hell, and I'll leave. And so what she does is she calls out. They are going by a bridge.
Oh yeah, she sees a cop car.
Yeah, and she
calls
starts
out,
screaming, help me, help me, help me. The police stop, obviously, and he gets out and he radios for Hartman, and says he found the three kids, or the 3 people, fugitives or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, here comes Bud. Bud's like, I think he was going to try to take the police officer out.
Yeah.
He gets shot right in the head.
Right in the skull.
Yeah, so if anybody was...
right in between the temples.
It's one of those, if you were thinking that it was Leatherface, then you had to been like, no.
I did. I was like, what? Oh, what? And then I even thought, like, okay, is this why he's brain damaged?
Well, could have been.
Could he have...
Well, Jed loses his goddamn mind at this point.
He loses his shit and loses his shit on the cop.
Yep, and
for killing Bud.
Slamming the door on his head. Lizzie gets into the cop car, the abandoned cop car. He kills the cop. Cop's dead. He's beaten him to death. And he has lost it. Like,
he's freaking out.
He's freaking out. He's blaming
even
her.
At Lizzie.
Yeah, because he's blaming her for getting Bud killed. And she did.
Yeah.
And...
however inadvertent, she did.
She did. And she then realizes, oh, I am fucked.
Yeah.
Because she's like, you're insane. And you realize, like, oh god, he is insane. And also is Leatherface. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, but then the conundrum comes here, where you realize that this is fucking Leatherface.
Yeah.
And you're like, hold up. Wait a minute.
Pause movie.
Wait a minute. I was thinking, how the fuck does it go from gorgeous Sam Strike,
I know,
to who's coherent and is relatively an intelligent person,
somewhat of a moral compass,
right, to
mute,
using a speak and spell, not being able to spell foods. What? What?
How does... I mean...
We get an answer for why he starts dressing like a woman.
Yes.
Which is heartbreaking.
It is kind of, actually.
But
I feel like that's kind of changing it out a little bit. I don't know. But, so Jed is... As he's freaking out, he gets shot in the mouth.
Yeah, because...
By Hartman, who's pursuing the car.
Yeah.
And he gets shot in the mouth.
Yeah, it's almost like a what is a Joker smile, like a
yeah.
Chelsea smile is what they call it, Chelsea smile.
Yeah. Why do they call it that?
I think it was from Chelsea, England. Is how they used to. I believe. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up because I'm pretty sure
that's gross.
Yeah,
that was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Chelsea Smile. Yeah, because actually, what the fuck band is it?
Misfits?
No. Who? Why is it called a Chelsea Smile? Named after the boroughs Glasgow, Scotland, Chelsea, and London, where their form of punishment were like that's how, for gangs. That's what they would do. It's like gangs punishment was they would cut you from here to here.
That's gross.
Yup. Anywho.
Cool.
Yeah.
So serious.
Yeah. The more you know. Boo 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 boo. So anyhow,
cool. Now I learned something new. Yay!
Yay! We are so almost done, guys.
We're sweet. Yes, we're in the home stretch.
Okay, so then we find out that Sorrells is actually working for the Sawyers.
Well, yes, they made a deal. They made a deal with him.
He finds
because Mama Bear wants her fucking child.
Yeah,
and has even made a bargain with this cop that she wants not only her baby, she wants her son, but she also wants Hartman.
Yeah, which I don't understand. So they ended up murdering this guy. I'm like, I don't know why. He did what they wanted, but I guess there's just no witnesses. So
yeah,
they
attempted to pay him off and instead fed him to the hogs.
Yeah, he's stabbed by Drayton and thrown in.
Last I checked, pigs don't eat people.
Actually, they do. You can train them to eat people.
Can you?
Yes. Which it's.
Why do you know this?
Well, actually, the book. Oh fuck! It's Hannibal. The second in the
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mason Verger, he trains his pigs to. He wants to kill Hannibal Lecter, and so he trains his pigs to eat humans.
Oh. That's cool.
Yeah. Mason Verger in the movie played by Gary Oldman. Anyhow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, not a good. His face has been. He cut off his own face.
Oh.
Yeah.
I only saw Hannibal once when it came out, and I only remember that there was a really beautiful opera song that I think was made up.
You get that sexy scene there, though, that went with Clarice and Lecter, where he's got her ponytail stuck in the refrigerator and he kisses her. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, see, it's been a while.
In the book, she stays with him.
I believe it. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, it was a whatever thousand. Tony Hopkins. Of course, you must fucking stay with him.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow,
so I have one more note after this, and I'm done.
So okay, then.
So they go find. So the dirty cop is murdered, and then by the pigs.
Liz, the car is flipped at this point. So the cop car. So Lizzie wakes up, handcuffed in the car, and Jed's gone.
Yeah,
and there's just no way Jed would have gotten out of there on his own because he's like half his face is missing. So Hartman, does he hit her? Does he knock her out? Because she wakes up in the yeah, he does, because she wakes up in the barn. Yeah, he takes her to the same barn.
Oh yeah, because she
she's calling for help.
But yes,
yeah, and he takes her to the same barn that Betty was in. Betty died in
one of the Sawyer's barns.
Yeah, and he's got
bad idea.
Yeah, right. He's got Jed like chained up with the bag over his head. And he's going to kill him, but the Sawyers show up first, and
which is kind of cool. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think it's Drayton who stabs. He stabs Hartman, and pretty much we're then and we kind of like
poor Lizzie.
Yeah, Lizzie kind of
she's along for the ride.
Yeah, she wakes up again and she's in the Sawyer house.
Like,
so
cool,
unfortunate.
Cool.
Well, they get Jed down. They take him home, and Mama. I mean, I
Mama,
was like, this is the best you could do. This is the best sewing you could do. So she sews up his face so crudely, then puts this leather brace.
Yeah.
On his face, and she's like, it'll hold it in.
Almost like a horse's harness.
Yeah, like a bridle. And I'm like, what the fuck
hold
are you
it in
talking
place.
about?
Yeah.
Like as if his
to
face
hold the
was
sutures in place anyway. Maybe did they not have bandages?
I don't know. Or it sounded like it was like to hold it together. She said, and I was like, does that mean his head, like there's pieces of his head like falling off? I'm like, I don't understand what's happening here.
Maybe part of his jaw was shot off.
Maybe.
I didn't think because like he couldn't speak.
It was a weird custom bridle though.
Yeah.
For like a human.
Yeah.
It was weird. Anyhow, it was gross because she then like she buckled it in, and it's the same thing he ends up wearing through most of the movies.
In fact, it makes more sense if part of his jaw was shot off because I think
they do something like they do.
You know, because she has to tighten it so it stays in place.
Yeah.
You know, that's not just for skin. That would have to be for the jaw.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Because she probably couldn't wire it shut.
Well, I love where they're like, get your brother something to eat. And I was like, how the fuck is he going to eat that meat?
Do they have a ninja? Do they have a fucking blender?
They got a bullet.
They have a bullet blender?
Magic bullet.
A little straw. There you go.
Gross. Just some of that cake that I had earlier.
Oh my gosh, the cake smoothie.
Oh,
Bleh.
So, Lizzie's in the same room as Hartman, and she unties herself and then unties him, and they try to escape. But guess what? They get caught.
Yeah.
So this is the time where we say au revoir to Hartman.
Au revoir.
To Officer Hartman, as he is chainsawed. His hands are chainsawed off, and then a chainsaw right in the chest.
Torso, just right in there.
Yep, and it's a good. We sit on that for a good 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, it was brutal.
It was brutal.
And Lizzie's watching the whole thing, and it's Jed doing it.
Out. And she's like, get that last moment of like, you don't have to, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. I'm like, honey, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
But she headbutts Nubbins and escapes. Nubbins, I fucking love that name.
Nubbins.
So Nubbins and Drayton and Jed are in the woods looking for her, and
Jed finds her.
And
she's begging for her life.
Because she got caught in the bear trap.
Yeah.
And
she's begging for her life.
Yeah.
I know you. You don't have to do this. This isn't all of you. You have some goodness inside. And the mama is saying like, don't do. But then Lizzie makes a huge mistake.
And he says, Mama,
and she's like, your mom is crazy.
Your mom is... And then stops because she gets decapitated.
Yes, immediately by the chainsaw. Like, you don't talk about my mama that way.
But then Vera gets, you always protect your family or whatever. And then Jed releases this scream that is like so... It was sad. To me, it was super sad.
Me too. It was very sad.
Because, like, he loved her.
Yeah.
And it was like, so...
But you don't say shit about my mama. Family's first.
Yeah. So now we get the final shot of the movie.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
So he has... We see Jed in his basement, and he is got a new face that he's putting together.
Got a new face.
Blake's got a new face. Jed's got a new face. It's Lizzie's face.
Yep.
He's got Lizzie's face, and he's trying to badly put on lipstick.
I know, horribly.
And then he just freaks out because I think, and so we're led to believe this is the beginning of
this
is the beginning. This is why he's there. Sometimes dresses like a woman. Because you notice in 3D, he comes across all those dresses down in the basement.
Yeah.
So because he killed the woman he loved. Thanks.
That's a theory. Don't know if I fully...
It still does not...
There's still many questions, yes.
Right.
That's it. That's the end of the movie. Adorable. Great. Cute. Love it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, it does ask more questions than it answers, for sure.
Yeah.
Ones that I don't think we needed to ask. Yeah. Anyhow, so let's rate this bitch.
All right. Blood and gore. What do you give it?
Oh, this was really bloody. So I'm gonna say a 3.
Me too.
Yeah.
I said 3. It's spooky scary. How many scary little ghosts do you give it?
I wasn't scared. I was grossed out by a couple things. So
but that's blood and gore.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say.
I would say 2. Like spooky and like disturbed, like scary.
Yeah, I'll say 2.
I said 1.
Yeah.
It's like me. Sex and nudity.
Unfortunately, a 3.
This is the first movie
the first
in
one
a
that
while that had sex in it.
Yeah, because even 3D, I mean, you don't, like you said, you don't see it.
Yeah, there's not. Mm-hmm. I gave it a 2. How about fun? Did you have fun?
No.
Me neither. 1.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to say. Like this is the conundrum we have with ones that are so self-serious like this.
Yeah. And
deal with like a sort of a downer. Like,
yeah,
how much fun are you gonna have on this one? It's not. Yeah. But that's that, guys.
So that was Leatherface.
All right, we're gonna go and come back and talk about 3D. It'll be a little bit more exciting conversation. Maybe.
We'll see. Be right back.
Chad.
And we're back.
We're back, bitches.
I like it. We are back with Texas Chainsaw 3D from 2013.
My first note on the top of the page is, what the fuck year is this? Because I'm telling you, the numbers don't work out for it to be 2013 and her to be in her 20s.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I'm getting ahead of myself, guys. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Possibly.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D. So this has a 19% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ow! Wow!
Audience score 40%.
See, I didn't think it was that bad. I think I would give it about 40%.
Yeah, I probably would too. I mean, I would have been
fucking 19. Jesus.
Well, it would have been interesting to see with the 3D. That would have been interesting.
Yeah, I think that would have been a lot more fun. To actually have partaken in the gimmick.
Right. I'm looking
for which it was intended.
I'm looking through the. Oh wow! There's some interesting things in here.
What?
Well, we'll get to when we get to the movie. A lot of this is like who played whom and whatever. So in 2007, Platinum Dunes announced they were abandoning the series following the Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. In 2009, Twisted Pictures negotiated a multi-picture deal with Robert Kuhn and Kim Henkel, who own the rights to the series. So, because it's Lionsgate, but it must have been Twisted Pictures for Lionsgate.
Oh.
This is a direct sequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and ignores all the sequels and does not include the remakes produced by New Line.
Yeah, it would have to.
Mm-hmm.
It would have to only be the one. So, in theory, what we just watched, like you had said earlier, is like Leatherface 2017, chronologically anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It would be Leatherface 2017, Texas Chainsaw original 1974, and then this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Sheriff Hooper in this is named after Toby Hooper.
To be honest, I liked this storyline way better than the other sequels.
Yeah.
The storyline, anyway, made more sense.
There's a lot of, hey, this person.
Yeah, there's a lot of cameos.
There are a lot of cameos. Did you look at the production notes to see which ones? Okay, it's very interesting. This film features 4 actors returning from the previous installment, surpassing the record of 3 set by Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Gen. So,
I only noted 2 that I knew of.
There's
Gunnar Hansen.
Yep.
Bill Moseley.
Yes.
But anybody else I didn't think
Marilyn Burns plays Verna.
Sally.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought she looked familiar.
And
that's really sweet.
And John Dugan, who played Grandpa, he plays his role. He's Grandpa at the beginning.
Again?
Mm-hmm. Reprises his role in the opening scene of this film. So,
yeah, the opening credits is just a review of the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
The ending of it.
Yeah, to kind of give you a recap of, because it picks up right where it left off.
Mm-hmm. Except for Bill Moseley with really bad, teeth that is supposed to look like...
It's supposed to be. He's one of the Sawyers. He's supposed to be.
Yeah. But he's because what's his face had is it Jim Sedow, whatever his name, had like very distinctive teeth.
Yeah.
And they put him in to look like his. But I was like, oh, fucking Bill Moseley. I love you. But I really fucking hated it. I really hated too. I really did. Really hated his character.
Yeah, I did too.
The worst. Anyhow.
I love Bill Moseley. But I didn't like that movie at all. Not at all. No, sir, I didn't like it.
No, I'm looking to see if there's anything else. Yeah, I mean, nothing exciting. So, anyhow, let's just jump into it then, since nothing exciting.
Yeehaw!
Yee the fuck.
Yeehaw!
I am going to keep it
the
open.
Stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas.
Okay. All right. So, Scott Eastwood. Jesus. Inanimate objects have more character than fucking Scott Eastman. Eastwood, sorry. Anyhow, John Frizzell. I wanted to look him up because the name sounded familiar. He does the music, and I of course didn't because
I mean, it's not like we have a podcast to do.
Yeah, literally watched this immediately before this movie. No, he doesn't. He's not that. Okay, he just does soundtracks. Okay, nothing exciting.
Fine.
Anyhow,
fine.
Dante's Peak.
We start. Well, that's something.
Gods and Generals.
We start right where Sally left. Police left. We start right where Sally left, with police heading to the farmhouse.
Yeah. I did write, will we see our heroine go through at least one window in this movie?
Yeah, at least one.
At least one. So, and then they also have... My first question besides that is, Drayton is now Jed's father?
I guess.
Because...
That's what was hinted to?
Yeah.
Maybe it was his uncle father?
It's supposed to be his brother.
Uncle father? Oh, his brother father? It might have been his brother father.
Gross.
I'm saying this is okay. When I just FYI, just for funsies,
did they make a joke? Didn't they make a joke in something? Was it Leatherface about Verna being a mother / possibly aunt or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mother / aunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, true.
When I looked up Leatherface in Amazon Prime, the third movie that came up was a movie called Inbred.
Okay.
Which I have, with a chainsaw on the cover, which I have yet to look into. I wonder if it's a parody of some sort. If it is, I'm totally watching it.
Oh my god, yeah. Yes.
Like, yay.
And so now, this is the scene we've got, like we said, we have Bill Moseley, we've got, what's his name's Dugan, and then we've got John Dugan, and then we also have Gunnar Hansen as, like, Papa Sawyer. Yeah. He's sitting there, I was like, in his Gunnar Hansen. And he's the one who actually tells him to send out Jed.
Yeah.
He says, because the police they really, honestly, they just want Jed. They don't...
What you doing?
Sheriff Hooper says, send out Jed. Mm-hmm. And they're going to comply.
That's all they want.
That's all they want. And so Drayton's going to send Jed out. And he's calling for him, hey, come out, you got to go out and, like, kind of face the music. And at the same time, some good old boys from town pull up.
Yeah!
Instead, the good old boys throw a Molotov cocktail.
They are going to take
yeah,
a couple of them.
Yeah.
And they think they are going to take the law into their own hands.
Yep. Because the sheriff, who is African American, and I was thinking to myself, would there have been an African American sheriff in this backwoods Texas, in the town of Newt, at this time? Probably not. Probably not. But so part of it is like they're not even listening to him. They're
totally ignoring the sheriff.
Yeah, because
which is fucking bullshit.
And sheriff just kind of stands there and stunned, like, because they burned the fucking house down and everyone inside burns to death. They
just already did it and there was nothing he could do.
Yeah, and everyone burns to death.
Yeah,
except for we get this guy. I forgot. I don't know what his name is. One of the good old boys hears something, and he goes. He
hears a baby crying.
He hears a baby crying. And
it's Lord Jesus, there's a fire. I can't believe I missed that.
Getting some cold pop. And so he goes up to this lady, we find out later is Loretta Sawyer.
Oh, hi,
and
baby.
She's holding the baby. And she's like, please take the, can you help us? Can you help us? And he takes the baby and literally just fucking drop kicks her head right into the, I mean, I'm assuming kills her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was already pretty,
dead
worse for wear.
Yeah. And so he takes the baby and pretty much gives it to his wife, and she's like, "Can we keep it?" I was like, "It's a puppy." I'm like, "It's a fucking baby. It's a baby."
Well, but they,
So they go outside of the law pretty much and just take this baby.
Take the fucking kid.
And that's the end of it. So there's a big picture of all of them, and it says local heroes because they burnt the house down.
Yay.
Yeah. Cool. There's like pictures of like, we find later pictures of them like holding up a leg.
Yeah.
And it's pretty rough. I mean, you aren't supposed to, like, this film doesn't know what the fuck to do. It doesn't, like, it wants you to have sympathy, but then you have to forget about all the shit that's about to happen.
Right.
And you're like, hold on. So we flash forward 20-something odd years in the future. Again, numbers don't make sense. Like, it does not work. Because that was 1974. It is now 2013. So we're introduced to Heather. Heather would have to be at least 40 at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So then we are introduced to Heather working in the meat department of a grocery store.
I know.
Cutting up meat. It's like, shocker. Isn't
Heather,
it funny?
Yeah. Heather's in the meat shop. Her friend Nikki works.
Oh my god, this fucking outfit this girl's got on.
Checking, right, as a store clerk.
Yeah. Her tits are hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess she's excited because she's thanking Heather, and what's Trey Songz's name in this movie?
Ryan,
okay. I just kept
Heather's boyfriend is smoking hot.
Oh, Trey Songz is fucking hot. Yes, Trey Songz is gorgeous. So also, all the music in this movie are Trey Songz songs.
Is it?
Yeah, especially when they're playing pool and they're cooking and stuff.
Oh.
It literally says in the subtitles, Trey Songz, something by Trey Songz is playing. I was like,
okay.
No, he's gorgeous. So
yeah, he's hot.
Like, my note is Trey Songz is fucking hot. Heather is making, so she goes back home and they kind of like have a really pointless conversation. She and Nikki about Halloween and something. I guess they're supposed to be going to New Orleans, I think, for Halloween.
Yes, they want to go to New Orleans originally.
And they're in Shreveport, and this is where they're at.
Yeah.
And
they, right when Ryan and Heather are in the middle of something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then they're rudely interrupted, by mail carriers. How dare they? Heather gets a letter at Ryan's house apparently from a law office advising her that her grandmother passed away. What grandmother, you ask? She has no fucking idea.
Yep.
And so this is how Heather finds out she's adopted. Mm-hmm. Boo.
Yeah, and she goes to see the hillbillies that raised her.
Yeah,
who stole her.
Who aren't much of a prize either.
Oh, the mom itself was just rough looking.
Yeah, she was pretty.
And they pretty much tell her, like, yeah, we kind of just took you.
Yeah, we took you out of that place.
Yeah.
You were better off.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you sure about that?
Yeah, right, because looks like a fucking palace.
Yeah. Heather, by the by, IMO, her eye makeup was bothering me. And, like, I got the dark princess thing. I get it, but, like, the eyeshadow was a bit much.
Yeah, it was like Hot Topic.
Gorgeous. I know. And it's like, okay, I get the look you're going for and the kind of attitude you're going for. But the actress, like, if you see her headshots, she has these gorgeous blue eyes. And she's one of those people that doesn't need a lot of makeup. Fuck you. But
you're one of those people, asshole.
I wear false lashes.
But no, they went out of their way to make her like edgy goth. Like I was saying, she's making these little pictures with bones and stuff.
Yeah, like with little chicken bones and shit. Like, and the white woman was like, cool.
Yeah, and she's working. And of course, she's working in a meat department.
Yeah,
and she's like, whatever.
Somewhat macabre, but like not. You know,
but like literally every outfit in this looks like she did get it from like Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Also,
Hot
Topic. Yeah. Obviously, also her midriff must have a shirt allergy.
Honest to God.
There's at one point in this movie that is like she removes one shirt and puts on another shirt and doesn't button it. Only buttons it right at her boobs. At her boobs.
I know.
I was like just
enough. Like,
just enough.
But then again, if I had a torso like her, I'd probably would too, and it's fine.
I don't know if I'd constantly be wearing a midriff shirt all the time.
No.
But
come on.
But at Halloween, definitely.
Yeah,
I would wear my sexy,
Yes.
my sexy McDonald's and fries
this is for me.
company.
It's for me, not for you.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what sexy Ronald McDonald outfit costume. Sexy
zombie.
Sexy zombie. Sexy. What is it?
I'd want to do something like sexy gross. You know what I mean? Like something stupid gross, but like in the usual Halloween store sexy way.
Sexy
way.
Kevin Spacey.
Yes. Yes.
You said usual, and I thought of usual suspects.
With like the half suit.
And all of
and a cane and like weird
and a possible sexual assault charge.
Oh my God. And that wig.
And that bad accent from House of Cards.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, I just want to make a list of like I want to create some bad some mundane shit like sexy dishwasher repairman.
Sexy plumber with like the crack. The butt crack. The sexy, not sexy plumber.
Sexy meter reader.
Sexy accountant. Certified public accountant.
Oh yeah, it's gonna
Chartered accountant.
It's gonna be a CPA.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Sexy teacher trainer. Oh, okay.
Oh,
anyhow, this fucking
sexy
movie,
community college professor.
I like that it's so specific. Sexy DeVry professor. Oh my God.
Oh my God. See, we got a million of these. Come on, fucking Halloween store. Like,
yeah, come on, Spirit.
Spirit Halloween. Come for us. Call us. We've got millions of ideas.
Patent that shit. Trademark it up.
Done.
Okay. All right.
Sorry. One last thing.
Yeah.
It reminds me of this reminded me of like epic Halloween costumes, and my mom's cousin lost one of his legs from due to cancer.
Oh, uh-huh.
And so we had one leg, and actually he knew Danny Green, by the way.
Oh, you've told me about this guy.
Yes, and he nicknamed him Hopper.
Yeah. And
wanted him to join his gang, and he was like, no.
Do I want a Chelsea smile? No, I do not.
No, I don't. No, thanks. But he used to dress up at Halloween as a Civil War.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I love it.
And then like he would dip his nub, or he would paint the end of his nub in like a bandage and blood. And, like,
oh my God! I love it. You love it.
He was awesome.
I absolutely love that.
He had a good sense of humor about it.
That's amazing. Now, did he also do reenactments? That would be amazing.
No, I wish he would though. That would be funny.
Oh, there was one line. So when she goes to see the parents, the dad goes, "Tell you what, your mother has a defective uterus."
I know.
Cool. Thanks, dude.
Defective, like a product you could take back. Fuck you.
Yeah. It's got a warranty on it. So she gets back to the house, and she's like, well, you guys can go to New Orleans. I got to go to Texas because I got to go. I have to go down and kind of sign papers and settle my grandmother's estate. Excuse me. And so they decide, well, we're all gonna go. We'll go as a trip. So it's gonna be Ryan, Nikki, and Nikki's boyfriend, who I just called Purple Shirt. Purple Shirt, and supposedly Purple Shirt's really good at sex. Supposedly, that's what we learned.
Oh,
she said she's something along the lines when that first interaction. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we also know that Nikki knows that some other people are really good at sex. Okay. Anyhow,
something I never heard.
So they pick up a hitchhiker on the actually they hit a hitchhiker and then they pick him up.
Oh yeah, and that's great.
Yeah.
Because that always works out well, but it does follow the same kind of timeline as the other Texas Chainsaw Massacres.
So we meet Daryl, who is attractive, very attractive.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And the 5 of them make it to Newt, and they and this was so confused because I was like, and then now thinking about it, we're just now knowing the timeline. They show up at this giant house, and I'm like, the house is burnt down. What the fuck? Come to find out, this was Verna's house. Vera's house.
This is Verna.
Verna, yeah. Verna's house after she got remarried
As a Carson.
So,
yeah, because I was like, there's no fucking house. What?
Right. And then out jumps the jump to conclusions Matt guy. Who is like,
jump to conclusions.
Because he rolls up and he gives her keys to the house, how to get in.
Yeah.
He gives her a letter that he is adamant about. You need to read this
letter.
This is the first thing you do. You should be reading it right now. Why aren't you reading it?
I fucking wish she had.
Yeah. And so
the grandmother Verna has a trust forbidding Heather from selling the house, but allowing her to take possession.
Yep.
And as he's leaving, she's like, "How did you find me?" By the way.
Yeah, he says you were never lost.
Find you, honey, you were never lost.
Yep.
I love that.
I do too. I wrote that one down too. Yes, Frances says she was never lost. Yeah. And I was also confused as to why and now I've seen this movie about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
But I was confused as to why he was pissed that she brought friends. Well, because, there's a murderer in your basement.
Yeah.
And then
I know, he's like, are you sure you want to bring all those why?
Well, and then the code to get into the gate is 0819.
19, yeah.
And he said, just remember it as a date. August 8th. Or sorry, August 19th. Got it.
Yeah.
And, I just wrote, what the fuck is this house? Just because
it was ridiculous.
Clean house. And I was like, this is not how...
This is not a house.
This is not how Verna grew up.
This is... Right. This is not a house. This is a mansion. Akin to the April Fool's house. Mm-hmm. At least with, the French doors and the set-up dining room.
Yeah, again, minus the weird Barbie dolls.
I mean...
So I'm looking at... I just happened to glance at this piece of trivia. Trey Songz... the only...
Which I didn't realize before this movie that was a rapper or something.
R&B, I believe.
R&B artist. Mm-hmm. Whatever. I didn't know he was an artist. Sorry.
He admitted
Sorry
to
about
not...
it.
Both Alexandra Daddario and Trey Songz admitted to not having seen the original film prior to the production of this film. The only films in the series Songz has seen before were the remake, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the prequel, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning.
My face is not happy.
Yeah, don't follow. Don't try to do any research.
Try it all. Even particularly because the very beginning of this movie has clips from the original.
Right. And this is your first movie.
I don't want to watch an old movie.
Yo, Trey, this is your first movie. Maybe you should do some fucking research. I mean, he was fine in it. I mean, he wasn't awful. He just, whatever. Anywho's'll bees.
Come the fuck on, you guys.
So they're going around the house freaking out about it. There's a table and stuff. And so they decide, we need food. And I guess the hitchhiker's like, well, I'll give you some money and get some steaks.
Yeah.
And so he chips in to get the steaks, but he's like,
oh,
you guys go and I'll stay here and, settle in.
Before they leave, the estate has a graveyard with Sawyers and Carsons buried. Verna is a Sawyer-Carson. Sawyer-Carson.
Right.
Loretta Sissy Sawyer, maybe her mother.
It is, yes.
And as it turns out, it is.
Right.
And again, Heather is just learning all this from scratch, from the get. That, like, who am I? Where did I come from? Okay, these are this is my birth family. She's learning about not only her grandmother, but her mother for the first time.
Right.
And so, yeah, everybody leaves for food except for Daryl, the hitchhiker.
Yeah. And so as soon as they're out of view, he immediately goes in and starts ransacking the house, trying to steal.
Because he's an asshole.
Because he's an asshole. But he doesn't get very far.
No. Because there's an all-familiar... First of all, he notices, like... Oh man, there's a butler's pantry.
Yeah.
And then below that is a wine cellar. There are stairs leading down to a wine cellar.
And he's like,
this house was no joke.
Right. And he goes, there's a big door for this big key. And there's a reason it's like this old ass key too.
It looks like an old skeleton key.
And there was a reason it was locked.
Yeah.
Because he goes into what the wine cellar area.
Yes.
And
boom! First kill. Yep. I loved that. Mm-hmm. Loved it!
So Leatherface jumps out and he gets it. This is also the part we've learned that there is a history with Nikki and Ryan. I won't call him Drew for some reason.
I mean, it's hinted at before and he's like, dude, knock it off.
I had 18 kamikazes. Like, it was a mistake and it will never happen again.
It's not gonna, you know. And then later on, they're in the grocery store. She up and fucking grabs his dick. Mm-hmm. Did you see that?
Well, that's what I was talking about. This is where he's like...
She fucking grabs his dick.
Yeah, he's like...
Calm your tits.
Yeah, calm your tits.
Consent, please.
Yeah, he's like... He's kind of... He's not feeling it. Let's just say he's not feeling it.
No. And I especially wouldn't be feeling it, especially after that.
Right.
Like... You don't, okay, people, consent is a two-way street.
Right.
All right?
Don't put your hands on anybody. How about that?
Don't put your hands on fucking anyone.
Yeah, don't be touching nobody.
Don't touch anybody.
Yeah, please you don't touch their dick in the middle of a freezer section.
Right. That was fucked up.
Possibly
I've never done that to a guy.
By produce, but not in the freazer section. You'll not get a really good idea.
Right, that's not his best moment.
No, he's not like...
I was in
the pool. You want to where he's in, possibly like kind of, maybe inspired by some cucumbers and some bananas and some...
melons.
And some melons. I'm trying to think of other phallic looking object or... Zucchinis, yeah, squash. Okay, cool. All right. So
we go. So they're in the grocery store doing some shopping. Heather is trying to find some wood chips or coal or something like that to grill some food or whatever. Then this cute sheriff, I called him. As it turns out, his name is Carl. Did you call him Hot Carl?
No, I called him Chad because I didn't know what his name was.
Oh, his name is Carl. I called him Hot Carl.
This is Scott Eastwood.
Oh.
Yeah, this is what's his name? Clint Eastwood's son.
No shit.
Yeah.
His eyes, man. Oh.
I mean, he's
a
pretty plank of wood. He
doesn't have no acting chops whatsoever.
He should not be in movies.
He is very pretty, but modeling, go for it.
Well, he has been. I believe he's been. Yeah, I mean,
he should stick with that.
If you've not seen him without a shirt on, he should never wear a shirt.
Never act and never wear clothes. Thank you.
He should not speak. We should be able just to look at him.
Jeez. And here we are talking about consent, and we're like sexualizing men
again. Like I said the fucking last time. Guess what, guys? It's since the beginning of time we've been sexualized and objectified. Suck it up and deal with it, because I'm gonna eject the fuck out of you.
Yeah. Anyhow, I'm gonna do it right back. Anyway.
So anywho,
Hot Carl comes by.
Hot Carl comes by. Hot Chad. Hot Chad on a hot tin roof. And he, and he's kind of a dork. He's kind of a doofus. And she's not having fucking any of it. And
Oh, she's just laying down.
Oh, she's not having any of it. She's not taking any of his charm. And then Bert Hartman, who's the mayor of the town, comes up. And he's like, well, I heard your, did I hear you say Carson? I'll give you any money, you name a number for your house.
Right, give me a number for the house.
And she's just like, nope.
No. And plus, I mean, she doesn't say this, but she can't.
Yeah, right.
It's in the trust that she can't.
Yeah. So she they jump in, and she kind of blows them both off, and she jumps in the van and they drive back home. So they get home and they realize the fucking hitchhiker had been stealing their shit.
Oh, yeah. They see that the place is ransacked and they're like, you know what? We still have our stuff. He didn't make off with that. Mm-hmm. We have all this food. Let's just hang out and make the best of this night. Mm-hmm. Kenny, oh, poor Kenny.
Oh, is that purple shirt? Okay. Yeah, purple shirt.
Kenny sees the butler's pantry and wanders downstairs to explore the wine cellar. And this time the door is left open. Bye-bye, Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny gets...
Kill number 2.
And then... excuse me, Nikki at the same time is setting up a sex trap for Ryan.
Ugh.
She's like, oh my god, there's something
Nikki is a shitty friend and is macking on Heather's man super hard, nasty bitch.
Yeah.
She's trying to seduce him in the stalls.
Yeah. She's like, there's something in the barn. You get to come see
like a spider, something.
And so, gorgeous Ryan follows her. And she's got something underneath a wash tub, like a metal tub. And he lifts it up in his bottle of tequila into glass. And she's like, at this point, has removed her clothes.
Yeah.
And he doesn't fight that hard.
No.
So we then cut to... No. We cut to Heather. She's exploring the house and she gets to Verna's room.
Oh, that sucked.
The outfit she pulls out of the closet is actually Sally Hardesty's outfit from the original.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And she turns around because she sees, I don't know, a dead body.
Yeah.
She actually sees her grandmother's dead body.
Yeah.
And so while they were away, Leatherface must have gone down, dug the body up.
Yeah.
And put it in her room. A la Ed Gein. Yeah.
Right. A la Ed Gein. Right. Dressed in her dress and just slumped over a chair.
Yeah.
You know, almost as if she's still living.
Yeah.
Very, very much like Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Heather sees the body of an old woman in the chair and runs for Ryan. She runs
to the kitchen.
Yeah, she runs to the kitchen and sees Leatherface snapping off a finger.
Yeah, nothing.
Just
nothing
snipping
doing.
with those pair of kitchen shears.
Yep,
kitchen
just
shears.
Do. And then he just looks over and they just fucking knocks her out. He knocks her out, and then she wakes up in the cellar.
Oh, yeah. She comes to in his lair.
He's field dressing purple shirt guy and the hitchhiker.
Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny and
the hitchhiker. The hitchhiker is on the table. The Kenny
is still alive.
Is still alive, barely, but still alive. Hangs him on the meat hook.
Yep.
In his usual fashion.
As per usual,
and saws him in half with a chainsaw.
Yep.
She escapes. And I said, oh shit. So the old woman was Verna. Her body was dug up. And Heather hides in her grave.
Yep. Yep. And then LF, Leatherface is LF is running after her, and he starts to chainsaw the coffin, but gets distracted because
out pop Ryan and Nikki.
Yeah,
Nikki wearing Ryan's shirt.
Yes, he doesn't have a shirt on. She's got his shirt on.
Right, and
he then launches himself towards those two, and they run into the barn, and he's trying to saw into the door, and Nikki shoots him with a shotgun. So they think he's killed her. All of a sudden, the van plows into the barn.
In the barn, right. Then Ryan jumps in the driver's seat, and Ryan tries to ram the gate, but
at the same. Well, yes.
He's trying to ram the gate with the van, but Heather's trying to tell him to stop because it has an electronic gate and you have to like hit the sensor for it to open, and it opens painfully slow. Yeah. Obviously they're in a hurry. But if he had fucking listened to her in the first place, they would have been fine.
Right. Because they do get the door, they get out, and just as they're like almost out of reach, Leatherface chainsaws the side of it and also gets a tire. So they don't make it very far down the road before it flips. It
flips over and Ryan dies from the crash.
Yeah.
And then Leatherface catches up to the van with Nikki and Heather inside. After Nikki is cut by Leatherface, Heather gets out and gets him to chase her. She runs to the carnival, the local carnival that's happening. And there's like this fun house or whatever.
Did you notice when the kid came out? He was supposed to be...
Yeah.
Yeah. He was supposed to be... oh, God. I forgot what the name of it is. What his character is in Saw. But... Jigsaw. Yeah. He's supposed to be... You want to play a game?
Oh, yeah. And then their face is like...
Because they both have chainsaws.
Yeah.
And, this kid's got like a pig mask. And he's just like Jigsaw is in one of the movies.
The kid is obviously a lot shorter, and B, does not have a chain on the chainsaw, so he can't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Like...
He's got a funhouse chainsaw.
Yeah. Right. But people are still running away and scared, but Leatherface it's like legit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so... Hot Carl saves her and then Leatherface runs off.
Yeah, because she's at one point like hanging from a Ferris wheel. She does the whole whole
she's
rotation
trying to get away.
Goes the
Ferris wheel. That was cool.
Yeah,
but I agree with and like I probably would have done the same thing, but I immediately realized her folly as soon as she did when she's like, "Oh fuck, I have to come down
to the other side." Yeah, it's all right.
And he's waiting, and she's like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, which at the same time, like, at the carnival worker, I probably would have ran, and so those people would still be going on that thing over and over again, and they'd be like, fuck this, I'm out. No, I wouldn't have done it. Nah, who knows. Anyhow.
Anyway, Hot Carl.
Hot car. Give you a hot car.
Hot Carl. I'll give you a Hot Carl. Ew. Have you ever looked that up?
No. It's from South Park, right?
Well, yes, but it is a thing.
Is it? It's got involves poop, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Wait, now I'm gonna look it up.
I'm not looking it up on my phone.
Oh, what the hell? I mean, is it pooping on somebody's chest?
No, that's a Cleveland steamer. Come on.
Hot Carl is defecating on someone's face.
Yeah.
A warm Carl is defecating on their face while covered in plastic wrap. I hate society. I hate this world. I hate this world we live in. Anyhow, okay. A cold Carl is defecating on a glass table while someone lies below. You know who's into that? Still Sylvester Stallone. Yeah.
Cold Carls?
Yeah.
How the fuck do you know this?
I didn't know what it was called. Cold Carl, Sylvester Stallone.
Oh my god. Sidebar. Jesus. I need another drink. Jesus Christ.
Too bad I can't spell Sylvester.
S-Y-L.
Sylvester Stallone shares cool behind-the-scenes footage from Rocky. That doesn't... Wait, that's because Carl Weathers. But there's supposedly an urban legend that he likes that stuff.
You know, I don't judge.
It's your kink, that's your thing. I don't really... Oh, God. Okay, anyhow.
We're halfway through.
We're not kink shaming anybody. Okay.
Look, I realize you're trying to smell me, but consent, please.
Oh, okay. I'm going to cut that. Because that didn't sound good.
I have a feeling you'll be cutting quite a bit.
I might actually leave that in just because it was really funny. So Marvin, the police officer, decides to take on Jed himself because Bert, the mayor, has like encouraged him to do it. You got your whatever, your Eagle something gun. I don't know any guns. And he's like, well, you should investigate. So he goes because there's a trail of blood from into the house, and so he investigates, and oh boy, does he investigate. Because he goes down, he gets into the lair, and he's like progressively going like, I don't think this is a good idea.
Because he did, right.
Yeah.
I know, I did write that. I don't know about this, Bert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because at first, he examines the accident, and he doesn't find Nikki there. And Heather's like, no, she should be there. That's where I left her. Mm-hmm. Of course, she's not there, honey.
No. No.
But Nikki's gone. Mm-hmm. So then the cop goes to the estate to investigate, despite his boss not wanting him to, but the mayor totally does.
Yeah, Hooper and Hartman are on.
They're the dudes from the beginning.
Right. And they're on the call together. They're on, like, he can hear on the
radio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the officer FaceTimes the mayor.
Yeah, with his phone, so he can see what's happening. And he's following this blood, and he gets on the lair, and he finds, like, it's a real nice lair, actually. It's a nice little underground bunker.
It's a wine cellar.
Well, he's got like his own like bathroom, and and he's got his makeup station with all of his dresses.
A little vanity.
He does, and then he opens this like one of those freezers. He opens it up, and poor Nikki.
Like, pop goes the weasel.
She freaks out, and he shoots her right in the head.
Oh my God.
Because he's scared.
I felt so bad.
Yeah, and of course Bert's like, no one saw it, nothing happened, didn't do it. I was like, fuck you, dude. It's
he's
human.
A fucking asshole.
Yeah, and
God. So, meanwhile, Heather is in the other room, and she's examining the evidence box that's just right out there for her.
Yeah, just kind of left
peruse.
there. Yeah, and so she sees the local heroes newspaper. And then she's like, it's mostly talking about what the Sawyers have done. And then she opens the case file that Hooper had, who put together. Yeah. And it details like how they were complying, and it like zeroes in on complying. And what was the line that Bert said? Something about the good book.
Oh, the mayor said that. The sheriff was like, I had this handled, and you guys ruined it. This is on you. Mm-hmm. And then the mayor said something like, no judgment like no law and no judgment like the good book, or something like that.
And we wrote that on the in the case file. So then. I'm trying to remember what happens next, because this is happening at the same time. So Marvin then sees all the dead bodies, obviously, and he doesn't quite make it out of the house either. Marvin gets Marvined. He gets Marvined. He gets murdered by Leatherface. Pretty rough. And he's alive for one certain point when his face is removed.
Oh, that was so gross.
And then we see how actually Leatherface puts the masks on. He doesn't usually use Marvin's face. Yeah, he doesn't use Marvin's face at this time. That is his backup, that he's going to let that one dry out first. Cure like meat. But yeah, tell him how he puts his masks on.
He sews them onto his face.
Yep.
He sews them onto
his cheek.
In between his cheeks. Oh, so gross. Oh.
Yep.
Oh. Yep. Well, you got to make sure it stays when you're running around with a chainsaw.
Yeah. So, Heather...
Bobby pins didn't work.
Yeah. 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 So he
just went through countless bobby pins and it did not work.
Yeah. See, so at the same time, they realize that, Bert's gonna go and like have a word with Heather, and he goes into
he wants to go to the estate with quote the boys, and just burn it.
Yeah, and so he goes into where she was being held, and she has left the evidence all over, and with murderers, where I was like, where did you get that big marker? I was like, murderers written on it. And so they, she might know what's going on.
Yeah, she figured it out.
Yep. So she gets out, and she's left, and she's called Farnsworth, who is the jump to conclusions
and the lawyer of Verna.
Yeah, and they meet up at a bar. And Bert is
exposition dump. Yeah.
Yeah. And we get exposition dump. Big one.
Because she's like, what the fuck is in the basement? And he's like, didn't you read the letter?
Yeah, and she's like, no. He's like, I told you to fucking read the letter, bitch. I wish you had done that. Yeah, no shit. And so, Bert shows up at the bar.
Oh, yeah, looking for her. Yeah. But she escapes.
Mm-hmm.
And then
gets hit by a car.
And is picked up by Hot Carl.
Hot Carl.
Oh, no. Hot Carl is Bert's son. Boo! Yeah. I was so sad.
So, also, Leatherface is her uncle, not her cousin. Just want to say that.
Yes.
Okay. So, Chad's taking her out to the slaughterhouse. And he calls his dad, and he's like, yo, I got her. She's in the back. I'm taking her out to the slaughterhouse. And,
somehow Leatherface gets wind of that the boys are meeting at the slaughterhouse, and he prepares for battle.
Yeah. And then Farnsworth tells Hooper, hey, I'm, the lawyer for Verna, and I know she was in the back of the car, that pretty much like Chad stole, kidnapped her and is taking, and I think they're going out to the slaughterhouse. Or no, Hooper goes, I think I know where they're going. Yeah. And so they all pretty much converge at the slaughterhouse, and they have her tied up, and then Leatherface shows up, and as he's about to like chainsaw her chest.
God. By the by, can nobody get this girl a fucking button?
Right.
At this point, her shirt, her button, she's given a new shirt, and it's a complete button-down shirt. It's completely unbuttoned.
Yep.
But her boobs are still barely covered.
I mean, she's got some, like, they had some double-sided tape on those boobies.
Had to.
Yeah.
Because, like, and then, so
then he sees because he's about to chainsaw her chest.
And he's about to, he sees something, he sees a scar or something.
It's a burn mark.
A burn mark on her chest, and it's in the shape of an S. Mm-hmm. This is from when she was a baby.
Right.
The Sawyers all had this S emblem necklace.
Yeah, and so they kind of figured it might have been burned onto her from her mom's
from the fire. Yeah.
So he realizes, and she says, "I'm Heather. I'm your cousin." And so he chainsaws her.
You're his niece, but that's okay.
It's fine. He chainsaws her down, and she's. This when Bert comes up and starts wailing on Leatherface, and so she runs, and she's gonna run and leave him, but then she's like, I can't.
Yeah.
So she goes back in,
and then they tag team.
Yeah, and she has the line.
Oh, did you actually write it?
Oh no, I knew it. I texted it to you.
Oh,
do your thing, cuz as she throws him the chainsaw.
Yeah.
Now, Alexandra Diodato, whatever her name her is, said she did not want to do the line "Do your thing, cuz" because it felt it was too silly. Then the producer told her that the entire movie is supposed to be silly, so she ended up saying it. It's lame. It's real lame.
It's super lame.
Especially again since they're not cousins.
No.
Anyhow, so the other guy, so Bert gets chipped up.
Oh yeah. There's like a meat chipper.
Yeah, and it is like CGI to fuck.
It's real bad, you guys.
It's real bad. But the sheriff at this point has pretty much showed up, and he delivers the line that Bert did at the beginning. And pretty much says he's clean this place up, clean this shit up, and he leaves. He pretty much let them murder Bert.
Yeah.
But Bert needed to die.
Because he's a piece of crap.
And that's pretty much the end. Well,
Heather and Leatherface go back to the estate after cleaning up.
Yep. And
Heather finally reads the
fucking letter and finds out that she's now like his caretaker.
And she's his caretaker, and her real name is Edith Rose Sawyer. Yeah. And I guess they'll live happily ever after? ?
I guess. I mean,
nobody's gonna bother them again.
Well, I mean, and I'm assuming like they weren't murdering anybody else. So maybe. I mean, because he's locked in the basement. So
yeah, but how is he gonna eat?
She feeds him. That's what the tray was.
Oh yeah, she does feed him food, but I guess
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to eat.
He doesn't have to murder?
No, he could have grilled cheese sandwiches if he likes.
Okay.
Yeah. But also, my question...
Right on.
Well, here's my other question. What about Chad? What happened to Chad?
Oh, the cop?
Yeah.
Hot Carl?
I mean, I'd like to know that he either went to jail or, it would have been nice if he got murdered too, but...
It would have been nice, but he didn't.
I mean, there's such a morally gray area with this. Like, she's okay with them finally... She's taking over the house. But at the same time, he murdered her friends.
And she murdered his father.
Yeah. Wait. No. I'm talking about Leatherface. Leatherface murdered all of her friends.
Yeah. And she's suddenly okay with it. Then again, as it turns out, Ryan and Nikki were pieces of garbage.
Yeah, but poor Kenny.
Poor Kenny.
And the hitchhiker's a douchebag, but still, like,
but Kenny didn't do anything wrong to her. Yeah. But he's already dead, so meh.
I guess we're really thinking about it. Like, poor Drew, or what the hell's his name? Ryan. Why call him Drew? Ryan and Nikki really, I mean, they were having sex with each other, but they didn't kill anybody, so.
No.
It just is, it's one of those, well, everybody's a piece of shit, so. But again, Kenny didn't do shit, so I don't know. That's this fucking movie. Okay, we're done with this.
Yay!
God. Okay, let's do our ratings.
Okay. Blood droplets. Blood and gore.
2. Yeah, 1. There was really not a lot of blood.
Yeah, I'll say 2. I had 3, but after watching Leatherface, I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah, 2, because I mean, it's not like I would see. I think for 74 we said 1. So, or what's next?
Spooky scary.
Oh, 1.
Yeah, same. I usually don't disagree. Sex and nudity.
1. Mm-hmm.
Same. Then we had like a side boob.
Yeah.
And some, underwear naked. Fun and entertainment.
1.
I gave it a 3.
Oh, you have fun?
I didn't hate it. I didn't end up hating it.
Well, okay, then I'll give it a 2. It wasn't awful. It wasn't the worst thing we've seen.
Change your vote just because.
No, it's not the worst thing we've seen.
No.
I mean, that would.
It's not the worst out of this franchise.
No.
Okay.
No.
It's not.
No.
Some people call it that. Some people say this is the worst. I'm like, it's really not.
No.
I would dare say Leatherface is way worse than this movie.
We got a new beginning to Next Generation. Sorry, the new batch. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
New batch of something.
Okay.
Hey, recommendations.
Yay.
You want to go first this time? Or do you want me to go?
You know what? I'll run through 2. I got 2 real quick.
Okay, go for it.
1 is if you don't have Shudder, get Shudder right now. It's
Please.
halfway to Halloween. On Friday
that ended today, I thought.
It's this weekend.
Oh, this weekend. Okay.
Yeah. But what started on Friday was the new season of Joe Bob Briggs' Last Drive-In, and it was very good. He did Night of the Living Dead, and so definitely check out Joe Bob if you haven't. But my other recommendation is watch the Batman, guys. I finally got to see the Batman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write a review, so I'm gonna keep this very short and just say it was very good. R. Pats is a pretty great Batman, I have to say, and it was a nice noir atmosphere, and it was pretty much like, so in the comics, there's a reason why Batman's called the greatest detective, because he's a fucking detective. And this one is like, he actually detected shit. Like, this is like a movie where, like, this is actually like very close to what it should be.
Yeah.
And Zoe Kravitz is fucking hot. So, but so is R. Pats. So, but R. Pats looked real bad in this movie. He didn't look great. But, and Andy Serkis was great too in it, so. Because he played Alfred.
Oh, nice.
So those are my recommendations.
Nice. Okay. Well, I usually recommend a documentary, which I will. I'm gonna recommend.
A shock face.
It's on HBO Max. It's really funny to me because what I do for a living is I work in the class action department of the law firm I work at, And there's a documentary called Class Action Park. Have you seen it?
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it like a couple times. I love it.
Hilarious. It's really funny.
If you guys have not, so real quick, if you've not listened to the Dollop podcast, which is an American history podcast with comedians, they do an episode on Action Park.
Do they really?
That's how I heard about Action Park first, and then
oh my God.
And then this past summer I saw that that was so good. It's so good.
My God, it's so funny. So it's a documentary that focuses on a dangerously legendary water park and its slew of injuries and crimes, along with child safety concerns. This park was called Action Park, and I love that the movie calls it Class Action Park because it's
it's pretty much where class action students went to die because they never were able to
went for thrills and spills and maybe some broken bones.
Yeah, I mean someone died.
Yeah,
and they still didn't close the fucking park.
Yeah, they didn't. There's a lot of celebrity cameos in this movie because it's like talking heads interview style. I mean, Johnny Knoxville, they talk to in this, and a whole bunch of people, some actors, some comedians, but some people that
worked there.
Yeah. Hugh Hefner, Tom Jones, Jimmy Kimmel, Johnny Knoxville. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And these people talk about, who started Action Park. It was on MTV.
Oh yeah,
it was featured on MTV for a while. There's these crazy water jumps, and they were extremely dangerous. But you cannot have a place like this today.
The one loop, they drew it on a bar.
Oh yeah, this is hilarious.
And they're like, we can do this. No,
you can't.
Physics say no. Physics say no.
Right? They had absolutely no actual.
Yeah, no, the other podcast I listen to that We Hate Movies, the guys, they're all from mostly in the New York area, and one from Long Island, or grew up in the Bronx, and he's like, oh no, we went to Action Park. He's like, no, I almost died a couple times at Action Park.
Yeah, you.
He's like, you're gonna leave with at least bruises. At
least, and you're lucky if you just leave with that.
Yeah.
So check it out. It's really, really funny. I mean, it's very unfortunate as well. It's very tragic even in some instances, but, it's just wild. But it's an hour and a half, unrated documentary from 2020, called Class Action Park on HBO Max.
Awesome.
Check it out. It's really funny.
So guys, we got, we're almost done. We've got one left. So we've got the 2022, I've heard differing reviews. I've heard people who love it and people who don't like it.
What does Rotten Tomatoes say? I'm curious.
It's not good.
Wow. I believe Rotten Tomatoes most of the time.
Well, I do most of the time.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because it's usually the critics' reviews, and some are spot on. Now, hold on. Okay. I'd like to click on that. Please, can I click on it? Thank you.
Thank you.
It has a 32%.
Ouch.
27% audience score.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, yeah.
We'll have to see.
We will have to see. Our coming up, so we have that one, and we're also going to talk a little bit about Men, Women, and Chainsaws. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I think we're doing May, the next.
Yes.
And something else along with May, but I don't know if we've decided. Possibly Miss 45. I don't know. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Because that's actually one, it would actually blend nicely because it's one that Clover talks a lot about in the book, is Miss 45.
Oh, okay.
But we can say that for we do revenge flicks or something.
Yeah, we should. We'll talk. We'll talk.
But I'm trying to pull up how to find us. I usually have to pull up Anchor so I can look at our.
I have it.
Okay.
Somewhere. You can find us. You can email us at boozeboobsandbloodpodcast, all spelled out, no ampersand. Just boozeboobsandbloodpodcast at gmail.com. On Twitter at boozeboobsblood. Instagram at 3B Podcast. Facebook at Booze, Booze, and Blood Podcast.
Cool.
And YouTube at Booze, Booze, and Blood Podcast.
You did our Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. And we have a TikTok also. In fact, we're going to be adding a new video within the next couple days. We did today. And that's Booze, Boobs, Blood Podcast.
Cool.
Cool. So, peace. I guess thank you for joining us for another exciting installment.
Yes.
Of fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh no, of the Booze, Boobs, and Blood podcast. We need to figure out how to fucking end this thing.
I don't know, but I kind of like later, bitches.
Yeah, later, bitches.
Later. Bye.